Hi everyone, welcome to my Facebook Live January free virtual class for qualifying orders placed in December. I am so glad you're here with me today. I am coming to you from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where it is cold but sunny. Actually, the sunshine has melted most of our snow, so even though it's still cold, we don't have a lot left. Hi Doris, glad you are here. Everyone is welcome to join me today for this class and see the cute little projects that we make. But if you ordered from me in the month of December and your order was over $50, you should have received a free kit in the mail so that you can craft these projects also. If you haven't received it yet, it should be on its way to you, and I can double check on those. So just let me know if you're having a problem, but I would say they should be there today or tomorrow if they're not there already. You can craft along with me. You can watch and craft afterwards. If you don't have your kit, you can come back and watch later. This video will stay here in my group indefinitely. Just go up to either I can't remember where it's, and different pages, it's stored in different places. I think it's in the media section where you can find all of my videos. Pretty sure that's where it is, but it could be under another tab. In fact, let me see if I can figure out exactly where it is on here for you while I am talking to you, since it looks like I am up and running good. Actually, on mine, it's under the More tab. And then I can see all of my videos. But I think on customer tabs, or follower tabs, I think it's under media. So it's weird how they put it in different places. I wish it was consistent, but it is not. Anyway, you can always find it. And if you need help, let me know and I will try to help you get there. It is Monday, January 13th. Hi, Sharon, 2024. And I'm happy to be here with you. Again, my name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for nearly 28 years, and I love what I do. If you're hopping on, please say hi, and if you watch on the replay, let me know that also. Yes, please feel free to share this video. It does get me exposure. I really appreciate it when you do that. This is a free class on my public page, so it's open for anyone to watch. And so much appreciation for anyone that shares, and to all of you who ordered from me. Hi, ladies. Glad you're all hopping on. So let's get down to the table. I'm going to turn you around. You'll see a little snow out there yet, but most of it is gone. Let's get this where I want it to be. Excuse me. I'm having a little trouble with my voice, but I have my coffee nearby. This is me, the Crazy Stamping Lady. You can find my blog at crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. Here is my hostess code for January. If you are shopping with me in the month of January, I appreciate it when you use that code. I get the most benefit from that code and give the most back to you, including free kits like this. So I really appreciate when you do that. If your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax, then don't use that hostess code, because you'll be able to earn some rewards of your own, and that is the best deal. So do that. All right, guys, free monthly card class. That's what we're doing right now. We are doing the class for December, for December orders. But if you place an order with me in the month of January and you use this hostess code, or your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax, you will qualify for a kit and the class. A $50 order gets you 3 free card kits, $75, 3 free card kits and a bonus project, and $100 gets you 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. Any smaller order does receive a handmade card from me as a thank you, and all orders that are placed with me in the month are placed into my monthly order prize drawing. Kits earned in January should get mailed by February 1st, and the February class will be on Monday, February 10th at 11 o'clock a.m. right here. Reminder about Paper Pumpkin. We have Paper Pumpkin, that is a monthly subscription. The January Hearts for You is now gone, and we are in the subscription period for Hello Spring, which is going to be a 9-card set again with bronze foil pre-cut pieces, some cute little spring-themed envelopes, and then it's now through February 10th. So you have some time to get that if you're interested. The reason I point it out is because you can also subscribe to Paper Pumpkin in 3-month or 6-month or year intervals. And if you do that, it can help you qualify for some free celebration products. And I will talk about that more in a minute. I do have some classes this month, actually 3 of them. There's 2 in-person classes in my home, one on Friday, January 24th and Saturday, January 25th. So if you are locally here in the Murfreesboro or Middle Tennessee area, let me know and I can give you more information on that. I also have an online class that'll be held in a private Facebook group on January 31st at 1 o'clock. That class costs $25 and it includes everything you need to make 4 beautiful handcrafted cards and envelopes, and you'll get 2 each of 2 designs and a bonus project. And the price includes everything prepped and ready to go for you except for the stamping. So you will need to do your own stamping. I am using the Hearts of Elegance online exclusive bundle for this. So if you want to mimic and make yours just like mine, you might want to purchase that bundle. But you can put any sentiments you want. In fact, in my in-person classes, I'm going to have some alternatives for like just love or weddings or anniversaries. So it doesn't have to be what I am using. You do need to sign up for this class by January 22nd, and all kits will go out in the mail on the 23rd. And to sign up, email me at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. Or if you have any questions. I do have a mini catalog paper share going on. For $28.50, you will receive a quarter pack of each of these 7 papers, as well as a bonus quarter pack of the fruit salad DSP from Celebration. If you need this shipped to you, it's $10 priority shipping, so then it would be $38.50. Everything will be cut into 6x6 pieces, packaged and labeled for you, and sent out. I am closing this at some point. So right now it's open till the 31st or until I hit all of them that I think I can do. So right now it's still open. I'm still taking paper share orders, but at some point it may close when I feel like I've hit my max. So be aware of that. So if you want information on that or to sign up, just email me, crazystampinglady@gmail.com. Annual catalog is still going. Just like to point it out so you don't forget about it. Celebration is the time of year when you can earn free products out of this little catalog with a qualifying purchase, and you can order as many as you want as long as you qualify purchases over and over. For $60, you can earn a level 1 product, which is lots of wonderful things. And then for $120, you can earn level 2 products. If you want more information on how this works, just let me know. Leave me a comment and I will get back to you and talk more about that. Also, our current mini catalog is going strong right now. Great products in here, so don't forget about that. All of these things help you to earn your free class like we're doing today. Okay, guys, let's get started. I like to get through this quick and easy. A few months back, I stopped doing tutorials for my free class because I give all the instructions in the video. But I have decided that now I will include the recipe for the projects that I make. At the end of each project, I will put that recipe and the project back out, and I will also post them later on in the comments. So you at least know the products I used and the sizes I used, and hopefully that'll help if you want to recreate it in some way. Just a reminder that a lot of my products I use in these free classes are retired, but you can go ahead and duplicate them with what you might have on hand if you love them. Okay, so here is the first card we are making. It's a little note to say, I miss you. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. All of these cards usually are. All of the pieces should be in your kit. So I'm going to set this to the side. In your kit, you should have received, make sure I get all those pieces out, basic white base, that is an A2 base, a piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, a basic white envelope, and then you're going to have 5 little diamonds or squares and 2 triangles in your kit, as well as this beautiful little dragonfly charm, okay? And we're going to put this card together. Pretty simple and easy. I am going to be using for my sentiment this one that says a little note to say I miss you. This comes from the Sending with Love set, which is so cute. It's great for this time of year with the little hearts and everything. But I like it so much. You know, I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure it's still available. I try to check if they're available or not, and I think I forgot, but I'm pretty sure this one still is available online. And I love it. It's just so cute. So we're going to be using that for our sentiment. And I am going to start out by just placing that with Night of Navy ink onto my layer of basic white. So I'm placing that down here in the corner, and just so I have a good eye for where I want to place my pieces of Designer Series paper. So I think I'm going to stamp it right about there, just more down to this corner. And that is all the stamping I am doing on here. So I'm going to move that out of the way. I try not to do a lot of stamping because I can't do the stamping for you. So you'll need to use whatever sentiment you choose there. So that's why I keep the stamping to a minimum. Sometimes I do a little more. The next card's going to have a little more, but you can substitute for what I used. So then you have these 5 diamonds and these 2 triangles. Get my shapes right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a ruler and I am going to mark the center of this piece of cardstock that is 4 inches. So I'm just going to mark to a little bitty mark, and down here do the same thing. And this is just so I have the center of this card for laying my pieces of DSP out. I'm going to come in here and place my ruler and make a line really lightly just down the middle. And what that's going to do is it's going to help me place my first square that I'm going to do in the shape of a diamond. So then the next thing I want to do is, when you're going to place these, you're going to place 3 next to each other, and you may have different patterns. I think they're all pretty similar, but they might vary a little bit. And remember, you can use the front sides or the back sides. I guess that one wouldn't work, but on some of them you can use fronts or backs. So it's up to you how you place them. And I'm just going to lay them out. So I'm going to do the same pattern I basically had on here. And like I said, maybe you all got this. I can't remember. I'm going to place this first one right here. And I'm just using Seal. If Tombow works better for you, go ahead and use Tombow or whatever glue you like to use. I'm going to place this with the 2 points right on that pencil line. Just like that. And once I do that, I don't need that pencil line anymore. So I'm going to come in here with a white eraser, and I always use white erasers. They just give me the cleanest look when I erase. I love them. They're just the best. So a white eraser. Come in here, make sure all of my pencil lines are off so they don't show. And then we're just going to work out from this piece that I put here. So the next one I'm going to place is this floral one. Now the floral ones may have a little bit of a right or wrong to them. It's kind of an all over design, but if there's one way you like it laying better, go ahead and put it that way. I try to look at that when I do it to see what's going to be aesthetically good. And we're going to leave just a little border in between them. And this is going to go straight up at an angle. Almost like maybe 1/8 of an inch right there. And then I'm going to come down here and place my next one down to the bottom. And again, you can place these however you like on yours. And if you don't even want to do this kind of pattern, these are your kits. Make them however you want. But I'm going to place this one. See if I can get it right. I might need a tweezers. I use tweezers a lot when I'm trying to place things and I can't get them exactly where I want them. So we're going to place this one coming down about 1/8 of an inch from that one up there, and trying to make sure that my peaks are right across from each other here. And yes, it'll go off the side of the paper. That's no worries. We're going to come back in and trim that just like that. Then we'll go the other direction. So I'm going to take my next blue patterned one here. How you guys all doing? Happy Monday. This Monday was off to a slow start for me. I don't know why. I was a bit tired, but I'm catching up now, getting where I want to be. Okay, we're going to come in here and place this one. Same thing, about 1/8 of an inch, kind of making sure those peaks are right across from each other again. So we're just creating this cute little pattern. This is a great way to use up your scraps of DSP. These are 1-inch squares. So if you have scraps that are at least 1 inch by 1 inch, go ahead, cut them up and make these kind of inchy cards like this. I love doing that. Great way to use up scraps. So this one's floral. We're going to put this one on next. And the cards kind of have a right way or a wrong way. So let me see what's the best way for me to place this one. I think I'm going to place it just like this. And the same thing, about 1/8 of an inch between them, making sure my peaks are straight across from each other if possible. That just keeps them in line. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to trim off those 2 little peaks that hang over. Might as well do that right now and get rid of them so that they're not in the way and bothering me. Just like that with my snips. Get rid of those scraps. And now you have 2 little triangles left. And these are going to come in from the side same way so that these peaks are against the peaks like that. So let me place this peak to peak, leaving that 1/8 of an inch border on there. Same thing on this side. I think this is a great pattern. Now this one has floral, but a great pattern for masculine cards. Just using all the little scraps of like masculine patterns because it doesn't have a lot of frill to it. So I love using it for masculine cards. And we'll place that one. And then we're going to come back on the back and trim off those 2 pieces. Like that. And like that. And then you should have your pattern just like that on the front of your card. We're going to come in and place some dimensionals on the back of here. And this is a big piece. It's the whole front layer of the card basically. So we're going to come in here and I'm going to place 6 of them. I'm going to do 1 in each corner and then these just a little bit in like that. I guess I didn't do that one far in, but just 6 of them should hold this okay on the front of your card. You don't want it to smoosh down, so you want to have a decent amount of dimensionals on there. And then we're going to place this onto the front of our card. The best way I find to do this is just to slide the end until I have it evenly between side to side and an even border at the bottom, and then lay it down onto my card. Okay. So there is that white on white layer, simple, simple card. And then we're going to take our little dragonfly and to add him, and he will go through the mail, guys. He is not very thick. We're going to add him someplace where there's not a dimensional underneath him, okay? So there, if you did the corners, you're not going to have a dimensional underneath him. And that's going to work good in the mail because those dimensionals are going to hold this up a little bit and push him down, which makes it easier for him to go through the mail, or her. I'm not sure if it's a him or her. But I'm just going to do this with a glue dot on the back of my dragonfly's body toward the top with the wings. I'm going to push down and get a glue dot. And then anywhere where it's sticking out past the metal, I'm just going to come in here with my fingernails, or you could use take your pick tool or the end of your snips and push that glue dot back onto the body. And then we're going to place this right over here, just off the side of our sentiment, like this, just like that. And that is our card, guys. Now on the one I did ahead of time, I did put that same sentiment on my envelope, and I'm sure I'll do that same thing on here. But that's all there is to this card. So let me get these pieces out of the way. I will lay this product list and sizes right next to it. And if you want to take a picture of it, you are welcome to do so, a screenshot. But again, I will also post these later in the comments, and you will have them for your reference. So card number 1, done and done. Let's move that out of the way. Card number 2. So here is the card that we're making. It is a love card, XOXO, hugs and kisses. It's not necessarily really Valentine's. I send cards out all the time to my grandkids, and these are the kind of cards I love to send them, just telling them I love them and I'm thinking of them. And here is the little sheet that I'll be back in later for you when we're all done making this. So I'm going to push this to the side. Inside this envelope are all the pieces again, so let's pull those out. So on here, for my little hearts that I cut out of designer series paper, and this is the retired Be Mine DSP that I used on here, I used the Adoring Hearts die right here. This cuts out 9 at a time on your die cut machine. So you just lay it on top of your cardstock, and I got all these cute little hearts that we're going to use today on this card. And then I also punched out a piece of Pool Party using the Heartfelt Hexagon punch. We have a base of basic white, a layer of Pool Party, and this layer is 3.5 by 4 3/4, and I punched the hexagon we're going to use right out of that layer because we're going to cover it up. Then there's a layer of Petal Pink, and this layer is, did I not write this one down? I might have to add this before I post it. I think I didn't write this one down. So this one is going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and that's going to layer right onto there. We have a piece of Pool Party ribbon. This is the dotted little pom-pom ribbon, and this is about 4 1/4 inches long. Thought I had rhinestones. Oh, they are. They're stuck in there. So if anything's missing in your card, check your envelope because my rhinestones were hidden in there. So we have that. I fussy cut out a little jar of honey from that same designer series paper for you. And then there's a tiny little sentiment piece. This piece is 1/2 inch by 2 1/4. So actually, while we are here, I am just going to write that in right now so I don't forget the measurement for that. Petal Pink piece of cardstock. Okay, so that was for the heart, but also Petal Pink. I'm just going to write it in here, and then you'll have it. Petal Pink cardstock, and this one was 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches. Okay, now I think we have it all on there. Okay, guys, let's put this card together. So like I said earlier, I don't do a lot of the, I cannot do any of the stamping for you. So I don't do a lot of extra stamping. But on this one, the background looked too blank for me, this pretty Petal Pink. So I decided to add flowers. Now you could put any flower you wanted. So I'm sure you all have a flower somewhere in your stash you can use for this. But I am using the flower that comes from the same set as my sentiment. So that's Hearts of Elegance. This is an online exclusive, perfect for Valentine's Day. And we're going to use this little flower here. I'm just going to come in here with my Petal Pink and do tone on tone. You could also do this with Versamark if you don't have Petal Pink ink. And we're just going to place some of these flowers right onto there. Now these will, did I grab the wrong color? Is this petal pink? Oh, I grabbed Calypso Coral. Flipping that over, changing this out, grab the wrong color. Where is my petal pink? My petal pink is, my petal pink is lost. Okay, well, you know what? I did this one with petal pink. We're going to do this one with Calypso, and that'll work. We'll just do it. We'll just shake it up a little bit here, because I don't know where that is. It's probably in another project. Lay that one there, there. And again, these are kind of just random. You're just trying to get some kind of background onto this paper so it doesn't look so blank. So now you'll see two different color ways of doing that since I messed up on my petal pink. Okay, guys, let's get Calypso out of here and our flower out of here. To put this card together, in fact, you know what? I'll do all my stamping right away. Let's do our XOXO. So I just did this with Tuxedo Black. And it's a tiny little strip. I kind of just did my XOXO and I centered it left to right. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do with this is I am going to tuck one end of it underneath my honey later, and we are going to flag the other end of it with our snips. So I'm just going to come in here with my snips, come in a little ways on my sentiment, cut from the corner up, and do that. If you don't like doing that, go ahead and leave it regular. It doesn't really matter. It would be fine on there regular, but I like the way it makes it look like a little banner. Okay, so let's put this together. To put this together, we're going to add the Pool Party piece directly to our card front. And again, I usually only put my seal in the corners, but you glue it on how you like to glue it on. Make sure my card opens the right way. There you go. And this is just going to be centered, so it's going to have a little bit bigger border around because it's a smaller layer. Just like that. And then we're going to take our piece that we stamped our flowers on, and right in the middle on the back on each side, we're going to add some glue. And that's going to hold our ribbon in place. So I'm going to come in here with my Pool Party ribbon and just tuck it around, pull it tight and tuck it around so that it's there. And then I always anchor my ribbon. Not everybody does this, but I would hate to have it pull out on a card. So I will anchor it with a piece of our tear and tape, just like that. And if I'm popping this layer up on dimensionals, I don't pull the backing off. But in this case, we're going to be putting this right onto our card. So I am going to pull the backing off. I'm just going to burnish the ends of these a little bit. And come in here with my snips, pick up that backing paper, and take it off just like that. And the burnishing really helps the snips to release it from the glue, so I try to always do that. And then we're going to just put some more seal in our corners, and this is going to be glued down directly in the center of that Pool Party layer. Just like that, and that should not go anywhere. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is take our hexagon, and I'm going to add this to the front of the card right on that ribbon. And how I'm going to do that is put some dimensionals at the top and at the bottom edges of this. So one, and then turn it around. Now again, I've mentioned this earlier, but if you don't like this card or need this kind of card, change it up. Use the pieces to make the card what you want. These are your kits. But this is a season of love, so I thought a little love card would be perfect. We're going to put this in here, center it side to side, right on that ribbon, just like that. I'm going to take my little petal pink heart, and we're going to place that right in the middle on top of there, just using some seal. Like that. And then we have our two other little hearts. So I have this, I think everyone got the same colors. You might have different colors, but you should have two additional DSP hearts. And I'm just going to place a couple dimensionals behind each of them. And I'm going to layer it over. So you notice I didn't put a dimensional right at the bottom because I'm going to layer it a bit over my pool party here. Just like that. And on this one, I'm going to layer this edge right here. So I'm not going to put a dimensional right there either. So just think about your placement before you add your dimensionals, where you might want them. You don't want them on anything that you're going to try to tuck underneath or layer on top of something else, so that your card doesn't get too thick. We'll come in here and place that one down here. Just like that. Then we have our sentiment, and I'm going to take some seal, just place some really in the middle of this. I don't want it way to the end because this is going to stick over. And we're going to place this across our heart, just so that little O comes almost to the edge here. I want to be able to cover up this edge of my sentiment with my honey. So here's my little honey jar. We'll add some seal to the back of that. I'm a less is more gal, so I don't usually put a ton on, and I don't go up to the edges so that I can tuck things underneath or put them where I want them, but this is going to work just fine. We'll place our honey jar on there, just like that. And then you have your 3 gems. You can place those wherever you like. So we're going to put one here on our heart, one here on our yellow heart. And these are the tiny gems, so you don't have to worry too much about them going through the mail, okay? They should be fine. And that's our 3rd one. Let's get this out of the way for a minute. So on the one I did ahead of time, I did do my envelope just by repeating that X and O on the envelope, just like that, because I don't like naked envelopes. Here's the one we made today, so now you can see the 2 different colors on there. But I am going to put the measurements and stuff out for the first one I made so that they match, because I used the Petal Pink ink and cardstock. So here is that. If you want to take a picture, it should all be in camera. Again, I will post this at the end. So that is card number 2, guys. Done with card number 2. Okay, card number 3. Let's grab that and my directions for it. So card number 3 is a simple little smile note card. Here's the envelope. I stamped the smile on there also. Just a great general note card just to send to someone to let them know you're thinking of them. For this card, you should have one of our crumb cake note cards. Now, we no longer sell these. I don't think they're retired, and the crumb cake envelopes, but that doesn't mean I can't use them in my kits. And you should have 2 pieces of very vanilla cardstock. So one for the front and one for the inside. They are each 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then a piece of vanilla that is 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. I'm going to get this out of the way until we're done again. So let me pull out those pieces. They fit in there tightly. Get everything out. You're also going to have in your kit a piece of Designer Series paper. This is a retired paper. I don't remember the name of it, but I like it, so we're going to use it. To me, this is kind of a card that could be for a man or a woman. I did cut out a piece of a little sprig out of shaded spruce cardstock, and this is cut out from the Delicate Forest dies. So it was this one right here. We're going to use that as our trim on here. Our little gems this time, you should have 3 of them, and they could be any of the colors that I have here. So there's kind of a white, a gray, and a bluish. All the kits got different ones. It's our Riverside Irregular Pearls. These are current online exclusive, and I love them. They are shimmery and shiny and opalescent, and they are irregular, different shapes and sizes to them. So looks like a piece of my hair got stuck in there on some adhesive. Am I going to bother with it now? Yes, I am. I'm going to pull it right out. Okay, so this is what we're using for our little gems on here. And then the smile, this big smile, comes from the Love This Moment stamp set. So this is a great stamp set. It's new in the spring mini catalog, It is great for scrapbooking because it talks about this picture and memories and all those things, but it also has this huge happy and this huge smile, and I just love those. So we are using that smile on our card today. And is there anything else? Oh yes, we're going to be using the crumb cake ribbon. Now this ribbon is currently on our, if I remember right, on our last chance. Is that right? I'm not going to speak. Yeah, it's on our last chance list. I just can't remember the price of it, but I know it's reduced from what it originally was. It's white polka dots on one side and just plain burlap on the other. And I do not have a lot of it left, so I'm thinking of maybe getting one. It's great for wrapping packages. I use some of it on my Christmas packages. It's a little stiff, so it's kind of hard to use and tie in a bow, but it works great for anything that's a little bit more bold or 3D. Move that aside. So we're going to use that in here also. Now that piece, like I said, has white polka dots on one side, but on our card today, I'm going to use the side that doesn't have the polka dots. That is just the burlap look. So let's put this together. First thing I'm going to do is just go inside and put my inside piece in my card. I'm not putting an inside sentiment. It's just going to be a little note card to write to a friend. So we can get that done right away. And that just gets centered on the inside of your card. Make sure you're opening your cards right. So when I put the front on, I want it to be so that works. I actually opened a card to send out yesterday, and I noticed I had stamped my sentiment on the wrong side. I stamped it on the back of where all of my decorations were, so I have to take that one apart and figure it out. But you know what? It happens. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is come in here with our designer series paper, and I am going to add that right to the center of my other piece of Very Vanilla. Just like that. I love that pattern. I just think it's such a cool pattern and a great masculine pattern. And then we're going to add this ribbon, and we're going to add it the same way we did on that last card, only it's going to be over here to the side, about an inch in or so. So it doesn't have to be exact, so you can place it where you like it. Again, I said this is stiff, so I'm going to kind of curve it back the other way a little bit to get that motion on it. And then we're going to wrap this around onto the front of our card. I think it'll stick long enough. Maybe I'll have to get my sticky strip right away. Let's see. No, it's not going to hold. So we're going to wrap it around, but we're going to sticky it down right from the beginning. I'm going to take a piece of my extra sticky tape, and we're going to lay this on there about a 1/4 of an inch in, or maybe a 1/2 inch. Lay some sticky tape over it, the tear and tape. And then I'm going to cut off another piece of that right away. And we'll wrap this around. Come up here to the top. I want to make sure I'm getting it pretty straight since it's not holding fantastic. Lay it down on there and put that over it again. And that'll just anchor it and make sure again that it's not going anywhere. But look how that looks. It's just, I don't know, really kind of natural looking, especially with that pattern. I love it. Okay. So this whole piece is now going to get popped up on dimensionals. And because of that, I am not going to remove this sticky on here. I'm going to leave it on there. When I place my dimensionals, I'm going to place them only in the corners on this card. And that's because we're also going to put dimensionals on the back of this sentiment. And I don't want to double my dimensionals at any point. So that'll be right in the middle here, and that'll work out fine. So let's pull those off. And we can lay this down onto the center of our card base. Again, just kind of placing it one end to the other like that. And then let's take and stamp our sentiment. So to stamp the sentiment, I used Misty Moonlight, just because it matches the color in the designer series paper. Memento Black always works, guys. So if you don't have the colors I'm using, just stamp your stuff with Memento Black. I'm going to put this pretty much to the center of this piece of cardstock. Just like that. Look how cute that smile is. Oh, I really, really like this set. I was so happy when I got it and started playing with it. Now we're going to take and dimensional this up also onto the front of our card. And again, because we didn't put any dimensionals in the middle here, we're going to be fine with placing this right here. Now the end of my card is going to go over that ribbon. So I am actually going to take a dimensional and place it onto my paper first, which I never do, just to kind of anchor that ribbon down. And I'm doing it centered top to bottom like that. And then we're going to come in here and on the back of the smile, put another one kind of in the middle and on the other end. I just want to anchor that ribbon, and if I just placed it on here, it would be hard for me to tell where to put that. And I'm going to come in here and center this on here, and it will go over your ribbon that you placed. Now you can see this one I put a little further over, so more of it went over it. This one a little less. So think about your placement when you're doing it. I'm going to take my little sprig of leaves and we're going to place this onto the smile right over here to the side. And notice that I have about a finger's width at the top and the bottom that don't have any glue. So I'm not going to place any glue in those areas. I'm going to come in here and on the parts in the middle, if I can get my Tombow to work. Come on, no, oh, must be a little plugged. Let's pull off that gooky that's in there. Yeah, there we go. And place just a little dot of Tombow. Tiny, tiny little dot, guys. Less is always more with Tombow. And then we're going to pick that up and lay it on here. And I'm layering it right over kind of where my ribbon is, just for that visual effect of it. And just push down on those leaves until they adhere. Now, if you need to have them sit there for a minute till they adhere, because it just is a little Tombow, I'm going to place one of my blocks there for just a second. And that gives it some nice firm pressure everywhere so that that glue can adhere. Easy peasy to do. And then we're going to take our little pearls. And I'm going to place my, you should have gotten, I think, 2 of one size and 1 of the other. So I'm just going to place 1 of each size that I have up here. And again, I'm placing them kind of between my dimensionals. So my dimensional ends here. Actually, I'm going to move this one. I can pick it up a little bit over to the left, just a little bit closer to my L. So I have room within my dimensional area to place my smaller one. So we'll place this one kind of up here. And then one of the smaller ones just to the right of it here, but not on top of the dimensional. And then I'm going to take my third one and place it down under here, under my smile. So that is our card. This is 2 different colors of the gems that you might have received. Place them how you want them, but they both look lovely. And I'm going to take this out of the way. You can see I did the smile on the envelope, so actually I'll keep that with this one for the picture. We'll get these out of the way. I'm going to bring back in my instruction sheet one more time. And this is card 3, you guys. Everything is there on the screen if you want to take a picture, and I will post them afterward. Card 3 is done. Excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee. I got most of the way through, not too bad. Okay, hopefully that will help. And then our last project is super simple, but I thought appropriate for this time of year. We're going to make a tiny little desk calendar, nothing fancy. You're going to start out with a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is 3.5 by 8.5. And you're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and 5 inches, okay? And then just take your bone folder and crease. So you're going to crease that top fold, the big one, back. You're going to crease the third one at the bottom back the same way. So these two flaps come in and overlap just like that. And then you're going to make a zigzag. You're going to pull this one forward, score it, and pull it back again and score it. And what this does is it makes just a very easy little tent to stand up on your desk. You can use this kind of little fold here if you wanted to do place settings at a table and put their names on them. If you wanted to make a little sign for something like your food when you're putting it out for the holidays, decorate it cute, put the name of what they're eating, and these can stand up on your table. Super simple little easel to make. On this back flap, so now you can see, I'll do it this way so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So it's down, up like that. The back one is folded over, and we're going to connect that back to it, okay? So on this back of the zigzag, I'm going to take some seal. Actually, I'm going to take some Seal Plus. You could also use tear and tape. This is going to stand up and get opened and shut maybe, so I want to be sure that it holds. So I'm going to take my Seal Plus, lay that. It's off the edge a little bit because I was going crooked, so I'm just going to fold any excess back onto itself, which is super simple to do. And then come down here with my flap and fold that down and give it some firm pressure. And again, that is making that little stand-up tent for on your desk. And then we have a piece of designer series paper. This was from one of our big packs when we were selling those big packs of paper, which I loved so much. In fact, I think it was even a hostess reward at one point. We're going to use this one. I thought it was pretty neutral, but it's hearts and love, and it has the little pink hearts occasionally colored in, which is super cute. We're just going to take this piece, which is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, which fits perfectly onto this card front. Because I think this is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, right? Yep, it ends up being 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. You want your hearts going the right direction, so the bottom of the hearts is going to go toward the bottom, where that fold, zigzaggy fold is. And just place it centered on there. And then included in your kit is one of these little tear-off calendars. I get these from Tailored Expressions. She makes amazing little calendars every year, and they're quality and they're beautiful and they're very, very affordable. So, and they're made here in the US, which makes me happy. So I'm going to use this little calendar. I'm going to pull off that front page. You don't have to right now, but I'm just going to do it because I don't need it on there, right? And I'm going to put seal on the back of here. And I'm going to do it in a couple different directions just to kind of sturdy this on the front. It helps it stay if your seal is going in a couple different directions rather than just one where it could possibly peel off. And then we're going to place that also right in the center of that piece of designer series paper. And there you go, guys. Oh, so cute. So, so cute. And I needed another one for my desk because I used last year, so this is great. So yeah, there's my little calendar, guys. So that is project number 4. Just a reminder that all of my projects could contain retired product. You can substitute other current product that you have to replicate your designs. And I will post, so this was the bonus project. I will post all these measurements so that you can recreate that little easel if you want, with whatever you want for whatever purpose. Let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you about that. I don't think so. If you placed a $100 order, you would have also received a half a pack of an embellishment in your kit. So that would have been inside of the plastic envelope that contained the pieces of your calendar. So thank you so much. Those embellishments, again, a lot of times are retired, but it's a half a pack of brand new embellishments, and it gives you a wonderful assortment to use on your projects. So I hope you like that little perk of the $100 order. Okay, guys, real quickly, let's get rid of the instructions and let's pull our 4 projects back onto the table if I can find what I did with them as I set them over here. I was making a pile, and then that pile just went cattywampus. How about that? Okay, this was number 2. And where is number 1? I may not be able to show it to you because I don't know what I did with it. I usually got my act together, but not always, that's for sure. Okay, here it is. So, project 1, 2, 3, and 4. I hope you like them. Thank you for taking the time to be with me today. If you enjoyed today's class, just be sure to place a qualifying order with me in the month of January. It's a great time to place that order because to qualify for celebration, you need a $60 order to get a free product. And that will also get you my 3 free card kits. So yay to that. Remember to use my current hostess code to qualify, and if your order is over $150 or more pre-shipping and handling tax, don't use the code. And then you will get the free kit for your February class. As always, I would love to be your creative coach and demonstrator. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me in the comments of this video or by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I will see you guys all soon. Bye.